Hello, my name is Sharon Frederick Lasrado. I am from Bangalore Medical College, 2014 to 2020 batch. I finished my internship last year. I got a rank of 2800, a score of 600. I'm very grateful to God, my parents, my family, and DBMCI for this, whatever I have achieved. I had actually joined foundation batch when I was in third year, Bhatia Foundation batch, Bangalore. And at that time itself, I had made good notes, third year and final year. They helped me a lot in my MBBS exams. I got good marks in MBBS exams also. And even during internship also, to see the patients and the clinical signs and symptoms and all those things, notes helped me a lot and the classes helped me a lot. But again, during internship that 1 year, I was in Bangalore Medical College, government college, hectic. So I may not have given that much of time or dedication for study. And during my first attempt in NEET 2020, I got a rank of 25,500. But I had not prepared much, so it was a rank that I was expecting. I immediately after my graduation, just before the COVID pandemic hit, I started my preparation. I once again joined DBMCI regular batch, and till we had DBMCI live classes till September end. And during that time, the day used to go like this. The classes used to usually start at either 12 p.m. or 1 p.m. So till then, what I used to do is the previous day's class notes I used to read, and I used to solve the corresponding questions from question bank. And then after that, once the classes started at 12 p.m. or 1 p.m., it used to go on till like 8 p.m., 9 p.m. Classes were very helpful. The DBMCI live platform, we could ask doubts with the help of a Telegram group at the same time, and the faculty during real time, they used to give a lot of good like explanations for our doubts. Particularly, I have to mention the classes of Tamim sir. Like really, he's the best in medicine, and just not for the entrance, just not for exams, but even in life, a lot of lessons as a clinician that can be learned from sir's classes, sir's way of approaching problems, sir's way of approaching clinical scenarios. These are things that we as doctors need wherever we are, whenever we are, even 10, 15, 20 years down the line. So that is something I'm like very personally grateful for having attended sir's class. Also faculty like Rajat sir's class, Nasir sir's class, Neha ma'am's class. I have to particularly mention this faculty and every teacher. The Praveen sir, pathology Praveen sir, really very good classes. So after 8 p.m. to 12, I used to end my day at around 12 a.m. From 8 p.m. to 12 a.m., I used to look through the notes and study that day's notes. So I used to finish one time of the immediate reading of the class notes from 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. And next day in the morning, I used to start at like 8 a.m. maybe. And 8 a.m. to 12 p.m., I used to do a quick revision within 1.5 hour and then solve the questions relevant to those topics. And in DBMCI Live, there used to be regular topic-wise tests, subject-wise tests, which also helped to keep track. After September, there was Vibe session, which I attended in October. That also was useful. After that, there were LMRP videos provided to us. I used to go back to them sometimes. But after October last year, my day used to be like this. I used to start at like 11 a.m. And I used to go on till like 1 a.m. I was a little more of a night reader. So I used to start first half an hour with solving questions of the topic that I have studied the previous day. Then I used to read notes. Class notes were very important. And I used to solve questions. Wherever I'm making a mistake, I used to add back to the notes. And I finished one round of proper reading before the INI-CT November last year. And in that exam, I got a rank of 900. I wanted a good seat, so I could not take it with that rank. Then I again sat and prepared. Unexpectedly, our exams got postponed, first from January to April, and then from April to September 11th. It was a little depressing. It was a little tough to manage these postponements, but with the larger picture outside being of a pandemic and with worth of lives, family, all these things, I understood that these are just one type of battle we are facing. There are bigger battles out there. And so we have to clear these exams so that we get into it was important for us to clear the exams and enter wards and take up residency so that we could also help in fighting the pandemic. And our battle and in our homes and in our reading rooms and in our hostels were our way of contributing to the pandemic, I could say, in a way. So anyway, I used to start at 11 a.m. I used to spend the first 1 hour, 1.5 hours solving questions, and then after that I used to read notes till like maybe 8 p.m., 9 p.m. I used to have typically about 2 to 3 breaks in between, short breaks, wherein I used to talk at home and family and all. I was able to finish one more revision from after INI CET, November INI CET. From then to February, I finished one revision. And then I finished another proper revision before April 18th exam, but then the exam got postponed. After which I took a break of about 1 week, 1.5 weeks, and then I started again. And I was able to finish 2 revisions before the July INI CET. July NICT went okayish for me. After that, I was able to give one proper revision in the 45 days between July NICT and NEET September. I have already told my ranks. I have to be extremely grateful to Tamim sir's classes, Rajat sir's classes, Praveen sir's classes, Neha ma'am's classes, Anatomy Ashwini sir's classes. Simply, he is the best teacher and an inspirational person, particularly Ashwini sir. And Nasir sir, wonderful class, very helpful, clinically oriented notes. Honestly, I feel my friends have done better than me, and their achievement is more valued and more important. I would like to say that I continue to keep hope that a better day would come. See, I personally feel in something called as a power above. Whatever hard work we do, today, tomorrow, someday its fruit will come, and it is bound to come. And having that faith, that trust in yourself and in the power above, despite all the challenges, is the most important thing according to me. Because in the pandemic, or when we are seeing such pain and destruction outside with so many deaths and all these things, particularly during the second wave, it is very difficult to keep composure. And trying to maintain composure, trying to be in touch with your family, these are things which are very important to keep up your composure, keep up your cool, and these are equally important, I would say, equal to the effort we put for studying. Keep being there for your parents, being there for your family, trusting in yourself, ensuring that you remain good and you do not lose your composure despite whatever the challenges be. These components are equally important, as important as studying for the exams, I would like to feel. So this very difficult and particularly difficult year of 18 months of preparation, none of us expected it would be so long. This is the most important lesson I could take from this year, and this is the most important thing I would like to tell. DBMCI's role has been very important. DBMCI has been very approachable whenever we have any doubt. First of all, subject related doubts, so there is no need to mention. In easy access, particularly through the Telegram groups or the Facebook groups, or even personally by sending a message, they would come and they would reply to every doubt, small doubt, big doubt. I still remember pharmacology Bharat sir. I have asked him so many doubts, and I am very grateful for all the doubts that he had cleared, and his class also, for that matter. Also, the other aspects, whenever we feel emotionally weak or emotionally down, the persons, the faculty, the admin of Bhatia organizations, they were very accessible, they were very helpful. Whenever postponements used to come, they came with GTs, they came with grantors, they came with subject-wise tests to help us, sometimes with no extra cost. That is how they cared for us, like a family, like we were an integral part of DBMCI. That is how they cared, and I would be very grateful to DBMCI for all the help they've given to thousands and thousands of students in this particularly difficult year. It would have been impossible, rather, for most of us, if not all of us, to do well and to get our dream branches, if not for the support, all-round support, which the DBMCI gave to all of us. Special advice for those preparing in the entrance exams, I would like to say, there is one trend that I have noticed in 2021 exams, that is, they are asking more clinically oriented questions. Yes, but they are not asking very difficult questions. They are focusing on a paper that can be cleared in the first attempt. Because as the faculty here has guided us, as they're proceeding to next, that is the pattern that they are looking for. An exam that can be cleared by a final year UG student, or an exam that can be cleared by an intern in the first attempt. Therefore, study early. That is the most important advice I would like to say. The competition is only going to increase with every exam. People are going to come well prepared. Therefore, do not slack it. this is an exam, yes. Exams come and go, yes. But this is a very important exam. This is a life-changing exam. As sir keeps saying, this exam will decide the next 20, 30 years of our life, where we go or where we proceed in our lives. That is decided by this exam. So I'm not saying that don't go to clinicals. Please go to clinicals. Please go to internship. Please attend your ward rounds. Please learn. Be dedicated and sincere in internship. But also be in touch with the books. At least try reading your standard textbooks during your UG days. Read the standard textbooks just not to mug up and write the university exam answers, but also to understand the concept, so that you would be one step ahead of the competition in being able to clear the exam in the first attempt itself. That is what the exam conducting authority is now trying to do. They are giving papers in such a way that it benefits those who clear in the first attempt. Keep that in mind and prepare well. Logic is more important than by hearting facts. Understanding the concept is more important. There were so many acid-based questions, for example, in the NEET paper that we gave. All that can be solved only if we understand the basic concepts of acid-base physiology. If you just mug it up, it is not going to come. Cardiovascular physiology, cardiovascular medicine, there were very good 2-3 questions. You had to apply a clinical brain. You can apply that only if you have seen that in the ward. So integrate what you're seeing in the ward, what you're seeing in the clinics, what you're seeing in the rotations, what you're seeing in the internship with the notes. Don't disconnect both. Keep in touch with both and try level best to clear in the first attempt itself. The papers are going to be advantageous for those who clear in the first attempt and a little disadvantageous for those who sit 1 year out, 2 year out, 3 year out. That is the pattern they are heading to. This is something which I personally have observed with the changing exam pattern. And one thing is for sure, be it academic support, be it otherwise support like emotional support or guidance wise support, DBMCI is something that we all can trust blindly. So trust in yourselves, trust in God, trust in family, and trust in DBMCI. Success is all yours if hard work, humility, and dedication is there. Eventually there will be success. So that's what I would like to say.